about pets. We're all about fun. We have the nicest people. Our deals are number one. You'll love Dave's, Dave Soda and Pet City. We make shopping for your pet fun, 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 fun.
We're filming.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to what I think is, I'm not even sure, our 22nd or 23rd season of Dave's Pet Shows.
That long.
How many years you been here?
Almost 17.
Oh my God,
Almost
really?
17 years, yeah.
You know, I had
17
hair
in
when you
January.
first started.
Yeah.
See what you did to me?
My hair was brown and then turned gray. What you did to
Wow,
me.
17 years. You know, we just, Mike Turecki and Hadley just celebrated his 20th year.
20th. Yep, he did.
Man,
So
oh
a few
man,
of us
oh
still
man.
kicking
How
around.
anyone can put up with me for 20 years is beyond me. So anyway, Matt is all excited because we have babies.
We have babies.
He's very
yeah.
paternal.
We are paternal, but look at this. Everyone, welcome
Can they see
back
these?
to, oh yeah, you can see them down there. You can zoom in. These are our red devil cichlids, and they actually created a family, as you can see. Dad is over here with his big humped head. He's got that big bumpy head, and then mom is lighter colored. She's over here. This is a cool fish to breed. Well, first of all,
how do you know the difference? Males have
see
bumps on their
the
head?
big bump and the lighter orange? He's bigger.
That's because she keeps smacking them on the head.
Smacking them upside
and
the
they're
head.
swollen.
Yeah, exactly. She's hitting with the frying pan there. They have a family. These guys are, it's unique because these are a tough fish to breed because usually they hate each other. They're very solitary species.
Who are these?
These are red devil cichlids.
Oh yeah, these are like the meanest
These
fish
are
in the
one of the
world,
meanest
right?
fish in the world, but by chance, we had a pair that actually liked each other, male and female, and they paired off. So now, as you can see, I don't know if you can see in there, the eggs hatched, so we have about 500 little
I see
babies.
'em, I see 'em,
Yep,
I see 'em.
schools and schools and schools of little baby
Yeah.
fish. And if you watch them, see all the dips and valleys in the
my
gravel?
word,
They've
yeah.
created a nest and they've created boundaries, and they're keeping everything in that area there. They're protecting them. See, they're actually protecting their young, and they will do it ferociously. If you stick your finger in that tank,
They'll go after you?
you're going to get
So
a nice
it's like a
little
mother
bite.
crocodile.
Oh yeah. They will go after you. So much so that he's actually threatening this tang in the next tank over here right now because he sees them through the glass. So he's
Holy smokes!
Yep, they are very, very, very.
So what's
protective.
blowing me away is they don't eat the babies.
They don't eat the babies. These will protect them with their life. That's why there's, of course, no other fish in there.
Yeah.
And they're the fish, they'd kill them.
Yeah. Even another.
They'd kill them. You
They'd
put
kill 'em.
another red devil in, they would
They'd
kill them dead. They would kill them dead within minutes. That's how protective they are. And we were talking this morning, it's interesting how these tiny little flea-sized babies within 4 months
Can
will
you
be...
see them with a kid?
yeah.
You sort of can.
Yep.
It's incredible.
Incredible, just hunted. But those will be within 3 months, they'll be 3 inches long.
You're kidding.
Yep, fast growers, fast...
So we're gonna have 500 3-inch.
Yeah, we might have a little promotion or a little giveaway for people here, but we've got 500 hundreds of these, and they will protect them. You will get a lot of them that survive. You know, you lose some through attrition, but like I said, but these guys, most of these will make it. Because like I said, there's no predators in this tank.
So where do we get these two guys? Were they someone gave them to us?
These,
or?
believe it or not, were donated. Somebody turned these in because they were killing all their fish in their tank.
Right.
So they didn't know what to. So we took them in, put them in here, and
They look like
they paired off.
Africans, right?
Yep, they're actually, this is a South American cichlid. It's in the same family, but this is fish that you'd see in the Amazon River. So we're all the bigger.
So they're like a pacu.
Yep, well, they get big. They do great.
Can they take a pacu? Can you have like World Federation?
They would
fighting
most likely kill a pacu probably in about a minute. Pacu is a big, slow, peaceful, large fish.
Oh, what's the one that has the real sharp teeth?
Piranhas. The piranhas. Yeah, these could probably give them a run for the money. Like I said, these guys are more territorial. Piranhas are more heavy feeders.
Yeah.
Ground to ground, yeah, these guys would win most likely. But they are a beautiful fish.
That's one tough fish.
So it is a tough fish. It's a great fish because they get so big and they get such a unique...
But you can't have anybody else.
You can't have everything, but the trade-off is you get a fish with personality that actually creates its own environment. There's no plants in here just because they just simply would throw them everywhere. But And then if you decorate a nice pretty tank with all rocks, they're going to move around the way they want it.
So it's like a Geophagus jurapari?
Exactly. Same family, except much more aggressive.
very
He
much.
loves that word.
Thank you.
He goes, feeding these guys, they'll pretty much take anything but a nice, good, solid pellet for them. Omega makes a great natural.
And this is mostly meat.
It's pretty much meat. Yep, it's all
Yeah.
carnivorous.
Yeah.
Feeding the babies. A lot of
Yes.
people will ask, how do you feed? Whenever people have fish that have babies in their tank, they'll ask, what do I feed the babies that I just had? People have guppies or whatnot.
Yep.
We sell an instant baby brine shrimp already hatched, liquefied form. Just simply pour it in the tank and the fish will find it. Little baby fish will graze
So
off
those
that.
are small enough for these babies
They are
to eat.
microscopic. There's literally 2 million little brine shrimp in this little bottle right here. So you can actually, we also sell a frozen form too. But
What
both
a
of
job. Can you imagine counting?
these, yeah, doing
Someone,
the, yeah,
2
yeah.
million?
Someone gets paid the big bucks. But yes, to feeding your baby fish, excellent baby food, but this is an excellent adult food for these
So
types
this
of
is,
fish.
right, this is for any cichlids.
Yeah, any cichlid, any fish really, any big fish will take those.
Right. But this is, to me, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's is it Gerber's?
It's just like a
Maybe?
yeah, it's just like a Gerber, like a Gerber canned food. Just you don't want to eat it.
Oh.
Oh, okay. But,
Okay.
But it is a
So,
like I said,
so talk to me about an aggressive, under normal circumstances, if they didn't have the babies, right? Could you have these with Africans and
You could.
Jack Dempsey's and all that?
with the Red Devil, they are a tough cookie, so I would recommend a big tank and only do one. Because what happens is if they do pair off,
They're a gang.
they're going to gang up and they're going to protect their breeding grounds. Also, make sure that if you do them, they're faster moving fish, and you have a lot of space, a lot of territory, a lot of places. But ideally, I mean, it's hit or miss really with these guys on other fish. It can be done, but a lot of people say these guys are tough. So
How big will they?
They get up to about a
bigger?
foot.
They do?
They get to 12 inches. So it's a big fish, a big heavy fish. But like I said, the trade-off is it's a beautiful,
It is a
beautiful bright
beautiful
color.
fish.
It's a
Right.
neat behavior.
Easy to take care of?
Simple. It's a very beginner level fish that's hardy.
Yeah. No special water requirements.
Just neutral pH and keep the water clean and warm. And just feed them. Like I said.
So
easy
speaking of
fish to
that,
keep.
I noticed in here, can you do water changes now with the babies? Or
Very
won't you
carefully.
suck- yeah,
very,
you'll
very
suck up
carefully.
all
It's not necessarily the babies. It's the parents going after the going after your hand when they're in there. So use a long siphon.
Have you ever been bitten more?
Yes,
I mean,
they bite hard.
They bite hard?
They bite hard. Yep.
Holy
they bite hard.
smokes.
They do bite hard.
Wow. Well, there's something to sink your teeth into, folks. Don't go away because we got a
Another
creepy
mean guy.
crawler.
Yep, we do.
Coming, a beautiful one, right?
Oh,
You
yes.
guys are in love with.
Oh, yes.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. Hey folks, if you use Blue Buffalo, and zillions of people do, it's a great food, the only place that you should buy your Blue Buffalo is at Dave's because we have the best prices. One of the things that we have that nobody else has for Blue Buffalo is after you buy 10 bags, you get your 11th bag free of the same size. So buy 10, get one free at Blue Buffalo, only at Dave's. Well, hello, and we're back, and I neglected to do this at first. So this summer, when we were on summer reruns, we had our second annual golf tournament, which benefits TJ O'Connor. And the first year we did it, we raised $8,000. And this year we raised $12,422 that all went to TJ O'Connor. So I want to thank all our vendors and suppliers and everybody who showed up to play golf, and it was just a great event.
It was a good event.
Yeah, and again, it all benefited TJ's. So what a great thing! My goal for next year is 20 grand. So I'm just putting it out there, folks. So anyway, as you know, Matt is here with one of my favorite creatures
Loves
in
these
the
guys.
whole wide world.
What's a Dave's Show segment without a sneak?
What a way to start out
Start
the
at the
new
season.
year.
Jump right into it. Legs first.
So Matt's all. Did it just lunge at me?
No, lunge the other way.
Matt just is all excited. Actually, everybody here is all excited because this is a rare snake.
This is an unusual one. This is a ball python, but it is a sterling form. It's the sterling color pattern.
Don't point him at me.
I'll point him this way. How's that?
It might go off.
Yeah, we'll have to. He's not loaded. He's not loaded. But
Can I
this
hold
is
him?
actually a she. This is a little female.
Yeah.
There you go. And
Yeah.
this is
When's the last time she ate? Long
She
time?
ate Monday.
Monday.
Sir. Actually, last Monday. So she's
Okay.
going to be fed today, so she's a little hungry.
Okay.
You got to keep it on your toes.
You had to say that, didn't
Yes. But this is a baby female sterling ball python, and a lot of, if you look at it's sterling colored, but look at the markings on that. Really, really, really pretty.
Yeah.
Unusual, like almost like a steel color or a
you?
sterling.
Is that what they call it, sterling?
Sterling, exactly. So it's beautiful little snake, one that you don't see too often. This guy
Yeah.
will get pythons are actually a really nice snake for the beginner because
Unless you're a mouse.
unless you're a mouse, of course, or a rodent or
Right.
anything like that. But these are easier ones to keep because they're friendly. They're not a biter. They're not really a biter. They get to a nice size that you can handle them. And like I said, and they
What's a nice size? 20
nice
feet?
size. They can push about 5 to 6 feet.
Yeah, that's a nice
But
friendly
compared,
size.
yeah, well,
They
in
weigh
snake
about
terms,
400 pounds.
yeah, they like I said, they get about 10, 15. But it is, we have that big one that we use for
Yeah.
our birthday parties that the
Yeah.
kids love.
Yeah.
Snakes are
And it loves kids, too.
oh, deeply. We feed one fresh one every week.
Whenever one of the kids misbehaves
That's
at
why
the
we have
party.
such a well-behaved store in here. Exactly.
Have you seen Tommy?
He's in there
Burp.
somewhere. But anyway, these guys are snakes are actually one of a nice pet really to keep because one, they don't smell, they're actually odor free,
Yeah.
and they're quiet. They're actually very quiet. And the beautiful thing,
It's rare to have a talking.
talking snake. Very
Talking
seldom do
snake.
you have a loud snake.
Yes.
They actually are. You only have to feed
You
them
have
once a
to
week.
watch this show to learn these things,
Mm-hmm.
folks. Because other shows would tell you that snakes are loud.
They're loud, noisy snakes. Yes, we sell the quiet versions.
Yes.
These guys are fed once a week. Like any snake, they'll eat rodents, small mice.
Yep.
We feed them frozen, de-thawed frozen.
Yeah.
And when any snake, and I've told this on a lot of the snake shows before, when you feed them, never feed them in the cage that they live in. Always have a feeding box. You put your
Yeah.
food into the box,
He's
put
gorgeous,
the snakes
Matt.
in with them. Isn't he pretty? And then let him do his thing once a week. Care for these guys. What do they need? I would go starting at least a 30 breeder tank. They have a hot side for heat and a cool side. So, because remember, they're cold-blooded, so they'll warm up under
What
like
are the breeder tanks? They have like special kind of
They're
snake
wider.
music in
well,
there?
yeah, it's a breeder. They call them
Little
breeder tanks because
Snake lights,
snake likes exactly mood music and everything like that.
shag
It worked in
rug,
that tank over there.
little sofa,
Exactly, that worked in
Yeah.
that tank. But
dirty
with
breeder tank.
breeder tanks are wider. There's
Yeah.
enough comfortable rather than a narrow tank. They're much wider and they can turn around. They call them breeder because people breed fish in them to build the nest.
Oh.
That's why they're just like that tank over there, so they have the floor space.
Yes.
With this tank, right, with something like that, so you have enough room for you can comfortably sit at one end.
So I have a question for you. A breeder fish tank? Mm-hmm. Would you have like a water bed in it?
Ssure, absolutely. Just add
Just,
water.
thought I'd
Dechlorinated
ask.
water, but
Yes.
yeah, there we
Okay.
go. They don't need a huge.
Yeah.
They,
That was a good one.
That was good. I'm
Yeah.
giving you, that was quick. That was
Yeah.
quick. Sometimes I just still don't figure out how to answer this stuff, but threw me off on that one. A good start off with a 40 breeder, full size, 75 to a 90-gallon tank. You're going to need some heat, so a light source, a nighttime red or a red nighttime red. That'll give them the heat
Is that what
source.
these guys are.
Yeah, just like pretty much
Yep.
most. Some of these are different. Some of these are UVB, but these
Yep.
guys just like heat. 85 to 90, slight humidity in there, so always have fresh water for them every day. Change out their water. They are a ambush predator, so they would hang out in the trees. In the wild, they'd see a rodent, they'd lunge out at a tree and grab 'em.
Where they live in?
These guys like us at South America. Throughout South America, pretty broad
So they're
range.
like human. They're not taking over Florida.
Those, yeah, unfortunately, that's the other thing with these guys. They do survive well in warm climates. So, yeah, there have been snakes that have been released into the wild, into the Everglades. So,
Yeah, those pythons are
Like I said,
articulated, all those mean
all
ones.
those meat. We don't
Yeah.
sell any of the big guys like the
Yeah.
Burmese pythons. But with these guys, with any snake, and that's a good point. if you ever have an animal that you've bought here and you can't keep it anymore,
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Don't release it into the wild. Bring it back. We'll give it a new home. We'll adopt it out. That's the problem.
So if you like buy a crocodile from us or something, don't
right.
put it in the toilet.
Don't put it in your toilet and flush it, please.
Yeah,
whatever.
All crocodiles, bring them back.
Yeah, bring them back.
And cobras.
And cobras, yeah. The coral snakes, that's another one that we have a market on there. But yeah, any of these guys, if they get too big and you can't bring them back, we'll adopt them out for you. Like I said, great first
But
snake.
not for a little kid.
Well, any reptile, that's a good point. Any reptile, age 10 and up. You want to do supervision. Anytime you handle a reptile, make sure you wash your hands.
I gotta wash my hands after
Wash
this,
your hands,
right?
yep. Anyone. It's always just any animal, really, but especially reptiles.
Yep.
Just because sometimes they can carry salmonella in their droppings.
Yep.
But for cleaning the cage, spot cleaning, very little odor.
So you know what I noticed about him, Matt?
What's that?
Usually the other snakes, his tongue's not.
This
he's
one's
not
pretty placid.
smelling.
Yeah, he's pretty relaxed right now. He's not all crunched up, so he's
Yeah.
liking your hand. He likes
Yeah.
you, or she likes you.
She likes me?
She likes you.
Oh, and how do we know it's a she?
The breeder told us. But usually the males, as they get bigger, have spurs on their underside. This
Okay.
one doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
And so the time is almost wrapped up, but just quickly on this one. So these are not taken out of the wild. That's
No,
a
not
big,
at all.
huge deal for us.
No, all
so
captive bred.
when you come into any Dave's stores, you don't see a huge variety of reptiles because I refuse to buy them
Mm-hmm.
unless they're bought from a breeder or a captive farm. Sounds goofy, but I
It's just so much better for caring because these
Yeah.
are animals who are used to being handled and
Yeah.
they don't have to relearn
been
how to survive.
socialized.
Right.
yeah, so it's always good. Now, how many of these do we have? Do all the stores get them or no? Because they don't.
Like I said, there's a few of them scattered
Yeah.
throughout the chain, but there are different colors from different stores too. So we have a different pattern. We have a standard pattern up in Northampton. We've got some fancier ones in Springfield.
do?
So there are different colors throughout
Okay.
the chain. So drive through
Are
and take
they
a look
all
at them all.
called Sterlings or are they?
Just different forms of ball python. This is the sterling form, but we've got some different pastel forms in
Do we have any
different stores.
square ball pythons?
No square ones. We're plumb out of those guys, but we've got
Just checking.
we've got some, like I said, throughout our store we always have different varieties. So travel around. If you're on a board on a Saturday, take a ride to our different stores and check out all the stock.
Slither around, slither
you go.
from one store. So when we come back, folks, we got a new pet food in. I'm always on the lookout for good food that's reasonably priced. So I want to talk to you about a couple new foods that we got in. What? Why? What? Do we have a name?
No, you can name her.
Sterling. Why
Sterling.
can't we
There you
call
go.
it Sterling?
Yeah, she likes you.
We'll be back in just a minute. Hey folks, it's Dave from Dave Soda in Pet City. If you want a truly all-natural food, you only have one choice. It's Nature's Logic. There is absolutely no synthetic anything in this food. No synthetic vitamins. It's the only food in the planet that can make that claim. It's a fabulous food, Nature's Logic. I love it at Dave's. So, welcome back. I just had to go wash my hands, get that snake off me. Actually, it was a gorgeous snake, and I'm actually getting somewhat better. I can actually hold the snake now. Got to get my heart back in where it's supposed to be. But anyway, so one of my my goals whenever I go to trade shows and stuff is to get really good foods that are reasonably priced. What the world does not need is more great foods that are so expensive that nobody can afford them, and we have tons of those. So one of my friends who owns a food called Lotus, which is a very, very high-end food out of California, and we sell a little bit of it, but it's really expensive, had a brilliant idea, and he went to one of the best manufacturers in the country, who I know the family, a family-run plant, and said, did somewhat what I do with the Dave's food, and said, I want a food that's, grain-free, very high quality, lots of meat in it. And they came up with 3 formulas: a fish formula, pork formula, and a chicken formula. And what they did to keep the cost down, which was brilliant, is they did away with the distributor. So when we buy the food, we have to buy it by the trailer load. So it cut out, it's the whole thing, it cut out the middleman. So this is a food, I just sold the bag to a nice lady. This is a food that's called Welcome Home. And I want to read the ingredients to you. So this is the pork diet, and I happen to like pork. It's very, very digestible. It's a reasonably priced protein. So this is pork first, then pork meal, then peas, chickpeas, pea flour, pork fat, yams, tomato pumice, potato, pork liver, salmon oil, the mixed, I always pronounce this wrong, tocopherols, which is what they preserve it with, then pea protein, coconut oil, which everybody loves. So this is a pork diet. I think a big bag is $43 or 40. They range from $43 to $46 for the big bag. This is the medium-sized bag. Here's the deal. It's a single protein diet. So let's say your dog is allergic to beef or chicken or whatever. You can use this food because most foods, even though they'll, let's say, be pork or beef or lamb, put in chicken liver, because chicken liver, there's so much chicken liver. But this doesn't. This has pork liver. So I am a huge fan of this food. Number one, it's great if your dog has an allergy. Number two, it's just great if you want to feed a wonderful food at a medium price. That's all I can say. It's just a very reasonably priced food. And it's made at a plant that is a family-run, third-generation plant. I know the owners, just a wonderful, wonderful group of people. So again, so I'll read you the ingredients. This is the fish recipe. So this one is whitefish, ocean fish meal, peas, potato, pea flour, salmon, tomato pumice, salmon oil with the mixed tocopherols, vegetable oil, sweet potato, coconut oil, and I love that it's got coconut oil. So again, you have a single protein source. So let's say the dog is allergic to any kind of poultry or beef. Bingo, here's your diet. Again, a big bag. I think it's a 26-pound bag or a 28-pound, I'll tell you in a minute. This is the 12. The big one is 26 pounds. It's in the mid-40s, low 40s, under $50. So it's just a steal for a limited ingredient, single protein source food. And I just love it. It's extremely palatable. Now, let me tell you the marketing stuff. Pork is the first ingredient. Pork meal is the second ingredient. So I've done this a million times. The first ingredient is always the most, and then it goes by volume. So if you have pork, the first ingredient, typically it's marketing, because if you say pork, pure pork, it's mostly water. So any bag that you see, any brand that has chicken first or beef first, it's sort of marketing because it's mostly water. It weighs more, so it gets to be first. It looks great on the label. Here's the good news. The second ingredient is pork meal. So between the first and the second, there is a ton of protein, pork protein in the diet. So whether it be the pork meal, the fish meal, or the chicken meal, you're good. So I'm just so excited about this food, and we've obviously it's got all the stores. So we have a little bit of time left. In years past, the last few years, we've carried a brand called By Nature, and By Nature was one of the premier brands in the whole country. Actually, they're international. So they went out of business. They were bought by the company that owns World's Best Cat Litter, and they said, we're not doing dog food or cat food anymore. We're concentrating on litter. Yours truly bought a bunch of their inventory. So we bought cans of dog food and cat food. You cannot get any better ingredients than these, and we're selling them for like 49 cents a can. The cat food, we're selling it for the same price as Friskies. It's like, really? I mean, it's the best buy in the history of the world. So if you want some great canned food at the best price, honestly, the best prices in the world, come in. We've got a couple trailers left. We've already gone through one of the By Nature cans, and they have a shelf life of 3 years, so you don't have to worry about them going out of code. We out of time? So with that, folks, it's great to be back, and I got to check either our 22nd or 23rd season, and no more reruns. We're back in business, so thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Hey, folks, if you use Blue Buffalo, and zillions of people do, it's a great food, the only place that you should buy your Blue Buffalo is at Dave's, because we have the best prices. One of the things that we have that nobody else has for Blue Buffalo is after you buy 10 bags, you get your 11th bag free of the same size. So buy 10, get one free at Blue Buffalo, only at Dave's. Hey folks, it's Dave from Dave's Soda in Pet City. Natural Balance is one of my favorite foods. It is a phenomenal food if your dog or cat needs a limited ingredient diet. A lot of dogs with food allergies require a limited amount of ingredients in their food. That's what Natural Balance does best. And Dave's has the best prices in the world on Natural Balance.
That was nice and mellow.
She's going to strike any minute now. No, I've been through that, thanks.
It's been done.
It's been done.
People still ask about that too.
Oh, really?
Was that show airing?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was on camera.
No, the hermit crab was the best one that held on to me through the whole segment. Oh yeah.
Hey folks, it's Dave from Dave's Soda in Pet City. If you want a truly all-natural food, you only have one choice. It's Nature's Logic. There is absolutely no synthetic anything in this food. No synthetic vitamins. It's the only food in the planet that can make that claim. It's a fabulous food, Nature's Logic. I love it at Dave's.